Love them.
That's good. I'm glad he's pursuing living well through better eating, and I think it is the medicine that obviously creation is afforded us all around us. We have what's good for us, but we choose all these high processed food stuff and chemical laced things, and it's awful. But it would be nice to see how everybody's getting along with that. I mean, I would like to see more participation because it will make your life better. Purging yourself of toxic foods that really shouldn't even be called foods. Fast food, completely take it away. Don't even do it. If eating at a restaurant comes to mind, then unless you're eating a steak, and some steamed vegetables with it, it's probably not worth doing. And the perception is eating out all the time and eating foods that may not be good for us. That's living well. It's not. You're actually making yourself sick, and you create all kinds of inflammation. But taking yourself down to a whole food diet, removing processed foods, getting rid of sugar because it should be outlawed. Really, it's such a terrible thing to our system, and it causes inflammation. It invites a lot of problems that eventually left untreated will present all manner of diseases. And when you finally purge yourself, and it takes just a few couple weeks, really, you'll start feeling the difference in your body. The mental fog, you don't even realize you're living with mental fog because of poor eating habits and such, until you don't have it anymore. And when you sleep, like last night, I woke up late this morning. I went to sleep early and I slept all night long. That's not characteristic of me. And my body obviously needed the time, and it took it. And when I wake up, it's whenever I wake up. I don't use an alarm or anything like that. I just if if I go to bed, I say I better be up by this time, not because it's stress or I better do it or I'm going to lose my job. It's just I want to be up before this time. My body just simply will get me up before that time. Now, if I'm sick or if I'm exhausted, then obviously, my body will do what's necessary, and then my wife will probably step in and say, "Hey, you have to be up by this time." But sleeping soundly and having a full night's rest, waking up not feeling tired still, that's usually indicative of inflammation as well. And brain fog, when you're looking at the charts, just because you had the day off and all your entire schedule is cleaned, there's nobody going to distract you. The kids are at school for the next 7 hours. Your spouse is, doing something else, and 100% your attention's on the chart, and you just simply can't focus. You just can't concentrate. That's usually insulin resistance, and it's created because of what you eat and how often you eat. So by changing that schedule, do intermittent fasting. It means short periods of time in the window of a day, 4 to 6 hours, in that range. You find your sweet spot, but all of your eating needs to be done in that. It sounds impossible. It sounds uncomfortable. It is for the first few days, but once you get in sync with it, like I'm dialed in. Like I feel wonderful. I got my energy is really, really high. My focus is really clear. I know what I'm doing. My sleep is sound. I wake up. I don't feel like I need a nap. I feel good. And you don't experience this until you get yourself purged of all this toxicity. The foods that you're eating, you don't realize how bad it is for you until you stop eating it. And you're going to discover the things that your body's going to crave, that's the very things that's killing you. It's not by coincidence that the things that you want to eat the most of is the baddest or worst for your health and your well-being as a trader. It's important because if you don't guard your mind, if you don't guard your ability to focus and know what you're looking for, and not be confused, not slowed down and lethargic because your energy level is not optimal. It also helps by having what we do is stressful. Whether you're a good trader or not, it's stressful. And you have to have a way to help yourself heal and decompress. So when you're watching price action and you're pushing yourself through the gauntlet of enduring a hard trading session, whether you're trying to trade out a drawdown or trying to hold to a model and condition yourself to stick to it, that's stress. When you're living with an inflammation because of poor eating and not doing well to offset that inflammation, you're staying in a constant state of cortisol, adrenaline dumps, and you're wearing your body down way faster than it would be if you just allowed yourself to relax. I know, Kit, you do like ice baths and things like that, and that's wonderful. But you also have to have a way for you to decompress, not only physically, but emotionally and psychologically, because we're putting ourselves through it all the time in these charts. We're we're projecting our worst fears in these candlesticks, and we're hoping and praying for the best outcome in them as well. So what is that? That's a constant tug of war. And you're wrestling while each candlestick forms. You think that the narrative is winning for you, and then a couple candles go against you, and you think, okay, what happens if this is a losing trade? What happens if it gets a stop out? Who cares? And you have to constantly remind yourself that that's okay when it does happen. It doesn't change the focus of why you're doing what you're doing, because over time you should win more than you should lose. So it's a normal process. But that cause and effect of inflammation by eating poorly, you're already inflamed. You're already working with brain fog. You're already not sleeping well. You're stressful. How easy is it for you to fall asleep? How easy is it for you to stay asleep all night long? They're they're warning signs. If it's hard for you to fall asleep, or if you do fall asleep, if you get up 2 hours, hour and a half, 3 hours into it, not just to go to the urinate, because I don't get up to go to the bathroom like that. But I know people do wake up because of that type of thing. I would wake up and I'd be like, why am I waking up? Because I had insulin resistance. And my body was saying, okay, you need to do something right now. It wanted more food. It wanted to be fed. And you have to put your flesh into subjection and say, no, it's not time to eat. You don't need any fuel. You're sleeping. You just lay there. So if you are going through that, just get up, drink a little bit of water, not a lot, just a little bit, and then lay back down and try to relax and let your mind go to ease and just fall asleep. The more time you spend away from inflammation inducing foods, high process, if it comes in a box, it's going to hurt you. If it's not one ingredient mixed with one other ingredient to make your food, it's probably going to be a problem. If you're putting sugar in it, or if it has sugar in it, it's going to inflame you, and it's going to cause your body to work harder than it should. Your heart rate's going to increase. So if your heart rate is increasing, what's going to happen? What Pitt Munch was describing. She started feeling her blood go up her arms and up into her shoulders and up into her neck. That's high blood pressure. You're actually feeling it. It's gotten to a point where it's gotten so high, you're literally, when I hear these people say, you don't feel high blood pressure, you don't feel high blood pressure, that's a lie. That's an absolute lie. Because when my wife, if she starts seeing our kids do something, like for instance, our daughter, she has her own way of doing things, and she doesn't want to listen. She's a liberal, we can't fix her. Okay, she went to college, it is what it is. So we have to endure a lot of stuff. When my wife tries to talk to her, I can literally watch my wife's neck turn red like a thermometer. And all of a sudden, her eyes are watering, and she's so like she wants to spit nails. And the rest of the day, because she doesn't know how to unwind, she's snappy, she's miserable, and then finally she collapses when it's bedtime. But she's up several times in that night. Why? She's putting her body through stuff, and she doesn't eat as well as I do. She eats a lot of processed food because she spends time with her family members, and they eat like that. I don't eat that way. I don't go with her family. I don't hang with her family. I don't eat at restaurants like that. I don't eat fast food. So I don't have those problems, but she does. And I guess when she gets tired of living like that, she'll make a decision. I think that if you want to be the best you in all facets of life, not just in trading, this will supercharge your trading. It'll supercharge your ability to recuperate after trading, even if it's profitable. You make a lot of money, you don't realize how much stress you put on your body. It's a lot. Like you have adrenaline, it's pumping through you. You're all hopped up. You feel invincible. You're ready to run through a brick wall, and you think that that's not stress. You are. You're stressing your system. Your body is not designed to stay in that state of mind all the time. So you have to ground yourself. Physically respond to that everyday diet of stress, stress, stress. Go into relaxation. Listen to an audiobook that has nothing to do with money, and it's not a jarring storyline. Something that's peaceful, something that's calming. Music that's instrumental only, no lyrics. Something classical, something really mellow, whether you choose to like it or not. Those musicians had the gift of being able to create beautiful masterpieces of just wonderful treasures. Listening to him, Mozart, Beethoven, all of these old classics, just listening to him while you have a still mind. Don't think about money. Don't think about what you need to do. I better have this done. I got to take care of that. Stop all that stuff. And give yourself a good 15, 20 minutes a day after trading where you do that. If you're going to do so far as streams like do an ice bath, the same thing happens, but it's a little bit more jarring, a lot more jarring actually. But the benefits of shocking you down into that, okay, as long as your heart can allow for that, the inflammation is combated by doing that. And then your breath control, managing that throughout the process of taking a trade, when you're in the trade, you don't realize you're hyperventilating until you're doing it, until you start feeling tingly or you start seeing stars or you feel dizzy. That's all attributed to your breath, and you don't realize it. You either slowed down your breathing and you're holding your breath and not realizing it, which sounds crazy, but that's what I used to do. I used to stop breathing. I'd sit there like waiting for something to happen in the marketplace where I could breathe again. And then all of a sudden I'd feel like lightheaded. I'm literally starving myself of oxygen. And then it went from that extreme over the years to then I started hyperventilating because I started trading with large leverage, really big leverage, and watching annual salaries come in and out of my account during a single trade. Between opening the trade and closing it, annual salaries. You want to find what it feels like to be stressful? That's what it feels like. You feel like you're going to pop. And you can't have anybody around you. No one's going to be able to talk to you. You can't have your pets around you. Everything's got to be like a dome around you because you can't endure one more shred of stimuli because what you're putting yourself through is too high. That's not normal. Your body's not designed to take that on a day-by-day basis. You will wear yourself out, and I'm a testimony to that. So to guard yourself by eating well, learn to relax, learn to balance yourself, take yourself away from stimuli, all stimuli, 15, 20 minutes a day, right after your trading session, right after you do it. You are so keyed up and you don't realize it until you get to this state of calmness again. And recognizing what it feels like to be calm. It's not just simply, okay, I made money or I lost money. I can't do anything about it. So, okay, I come to grips with it. It's over. No, you're still holding it. You have to release that stuff. You got to let go of it and say, okay, this event right now is done. Now I'm going to assign myself time to just be still. I have nothing to worry about right now. I have nothing to do right now. I have no one to see, no one to talk to. No one can reach me for the next 20 minutes. This is my time, and I'm going to relax. I'm going to unplug. There's no urgency. There's no emergency. There's nothing that I need to worry about except for bring myself down and do slow breathing, like box breathing. Okay. I don't really like 4 seconds. Inhale, hold for 4 seconds, exhale slowly for 4 seconds, wait 4 seconds, and inhale again for 4 seconds. Actually, that I found that what that does is it increases my heart rate. So what I did was I did a breathing pattern where I breathe in slowly for 4 seconds, I hold for 4 seconds, and then I exhale for 8 to 10 seconds slowly. And then I wait for 4 seconds. And the first time you do this, it's going to feel hard. It's going to feel like you're not breathing enough. It's going to feel like you're going to gasp for breath. Just work through it. After the first 5 or 6 breaths, then you'll get relaxed. By breathing out twice as long, minimum, as you did breathing in, it slows your heart rate down. That's the fastest 100% scientific way of bringing your heart rate down. As soon as you bring your heart rate down, blood pressure will drop. It'll regulate. It'll bring it down, and that sense of urgency goes away. And this can happen in 1 to 2 minutes, depending upon how keyed up you are. But you do this same breathing pattern for 15 to 20 minutes. When you're done, you're going to feel well grounded, oxygenated. The brain fog will be not completely eliminated unless you are eating clean. But eating clean, you may have a little bit of residual, concern because you were just in a high stress environment trying to trade a lot of money, or you endured a loss. Now you're carrying that mental baggage. So by controlling your breath, you fix immediately the high heart rate. The high heart rate that's going to bring high blood pressure. So you have to have a lowered, calm heart rate. And last year, I was having a rested heart rate of 125 beats per minute. That means I'm sitting still, sitting down with nothing going on. I'm not trading. I'm not doing anything. My heart rate was 125. It was tacking out like, and I didn't know why it was happening. And it was because of a buildup of insulin resistance. And I had to put myself through a purging. And then coupling that with breathing exercises, it brought my blood pressure down from 178, over 60 something, and or 115 rather. I had some crazy blood pressure readings. I had 220s that was in the emergency room. And that's a problem. You could pop. Your heart could literally just erupt and then you're gone. And I felt like that was going to happen while staying in the emergency room. So I know enough now to know that there's benefit to what I'm talking about. There's benefit to avoiding it. And it is avoidable. It's eating well, learn to relax, and you have to learn coping mechanisms to bring your blood pressure down. Trading, I don't care who you are, okay? This is why I ask all these people to act like they talk like they're so smooth and so perfectly focused. Put yourself on a blood pressure monitor that's digital and put that on your live stream. And you're going to learn a whole lot about yourself. You're going to see just how much stress you're putting on yourself. And it's not normal to continuously do that and not have an offset procedure to bring you back down to cope with that. Because you're stressing your body, you need to relax it. You need to eat foods that are healing, not inflammatory. So if you have inflammation and you're constantly feeding yourself the stresses of trading and the pursuit of being right and wrong and profitable, it's going to be a compounding effect and you're going to hurt yourself. It's going to wear and tear on your body, your health's going to diminish, and your quality of life once you get all that money won't be so good. And that's what I discovered last year. I'm like, what's the point of having all this money if now my health is going to be shot? So I made drastic changes. The first couple of weeks is hard, but it's easy to get to what you're pursuing if you're healthy. It's much harder when you're not healthy.